Lou Daniello is in studio right now. Lou, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
You're sitting next to the father here, so he's always
I'm very honored to be sitting next to the father.
Now, you said your dad was retired.
Decorated Navy combat veteran from World War II.
Wow.
He was one of those volunteers. Volunteered at 17 years old.
Wow.
It was a dicey time for him because my grandparents were Italian immigrants, and the United States was at war with Italy at the time. My father,
Right.
My father tells the story of how he went to his father and said, "Papa, I'm going to join the Navy, and it could be possible that I'll end up fighting."
Yeah, I'm just
the
hearing
Italian
noise. Is that this, or is that we're getting noise from somewhere?
Could very well be fighting the Italian military.
That had to be an unbelievably difficult
I couldn't imagine.
decision.
I couldn't imagine being in that room with him. But he said that my grandfather turned to him and said, "This is your country now."
Wow.
And that was indicative of what my family was.
Wow.
They were Americans from the second they hit the soil.
Pretty amazing. That's an amazing story.
It is. Indeed.
You've done your own service here in your community. You've been on the school board for quite a while.
I have. I've served the president for the last 2 years. I've been a member of the board for the last 9.
Not an easy gig these days with the budget and everything.
I gotta
it's tough.
tell you, Bill. I gotta tell you, there's a perception that it's an easy thing to do. That it's not a real significant thing to do. The Rome City School District is the 3rd largest economy in Oneida County.
Wow.
First, Oneida County. Second, the Utica City School District. Third, the Rome City School District. City of Utica comes in at 4th, and the City of Rome comes in at 5th. In terms of budget, expenditure, personnel, we're roughly 3 times the size of the City of Rome's budget.
And you're dealing with some very difficult times right now, as this governor seems to be trying to really balance his own budget by putting the burden onto the school districts.
You know, Bill, I'd love to talk about the governor someday, but I'm in the presence of a father.
Okay.
However, I will say
it's been tough.
It has been tough, but I can tell you what, our district now has a 0% tax increase, and we just got our reports in from the comptroller's office. We're $2 million in the black.
Wow.
We haven't laid off a soul. We're increasing positions, increasing programs, and making things better for our students all across the board. It was monumental,
tough challenge,
but
right there.
it took inclusion. It took bringing all partners to the table and saying, "Listen, folks, how can we do things more efficiently? How can we do things better?" That is the mantra of my campaign for mayor.
And let's parlay into that. You're running for mayor.
I am.
Why now? And why are you running? Why should people vote for you?
Well, you know, I've had a very long history with the city of Rome, with the people of Rome. My family was in business in Rome for many, many years. I've been an active participant in a lot of organizations. I've started a couple of my own. I currently serve as chairman and founder of the East Rome Memories Group. I also administer our scholarship fund. We have, I have a long history of coaching and being with children. I taught catechism in our local parish. I've coached Pop Warner football for a number of years, long before I even had children. Baseball, girls softball, girls basketball. I got to say that those are 2 of my favorites because the girls are so enthusiastic and so willing to do things and never give you a hard time.
Right. Unlike the boys like ourselves.
Well, there's always a couple of kids that are living vicariously, or their fathers are living vicariously through their kids, and the kids are stepping up to meet that challenge for their dads. But that's a different thing. You deal with the kid. You don't deal with the parent. Married 31 years to the love of my life, and the former Ann Christopher. I have my 3 beautiful children, one of which is with me right now, Elizabeth, my eldest.
Support, I see that.
Also my campaign manager.
Okay.
Degreed from Alfred University in Communications, Public Relations, and Event Planning. And my son, Louis III, who is a security person at the Turning Stone. And my son, Christopher, who has other interests.
Yeah.
He's more of an outdoorsman. They're all my shining pride. We are active in our church. We're active in our community. And for a very long time, I believe that I have the pulse of the people. I have talked to so many people throughout the course of the day. You know, one of the things that truly sets apart candidates is their ability to reach out. You know, I've said, and I said this with my campaign for school board, that I will be honest, I will do what's best for the citizens and the students, and I will include everybody. Inclusion is so very vitally important. If
Do you think that is that lacking now?
I think so. I think the problem we see is that for too long you try to fix problems without getting to who actually knows about them. That being said, my simple statement is you cannot tell what's wrong with the street unless you ask the guy that has to sweep it.
Right.
And if you don't do that, if you just rely, I'll tell you a quick story where I was chairman of the Buildings and Grounds Committee for the school district. We're renovating one of our larger elementary schools. Along comes, I'm listening ad nauseum, mind you, to the engineers, the architects, the building construction managers. Along comes the head custodian sweeping up after some of the construction workers who were in there. And I called him into the room. And everybody sat there with this glazed look on their eyes, like, what is this guy doing?
Right.
I said, sir, I would like you to tell me what you think of this project, what you think is going right with it, what you think is going wrong with it. Because the bottom line is, when all of those other folks leave, he's stuck with it. Right. He's going to have to do all the work on it. They sat there and took notes for 45 minutes listening to this gentleman. They never did that once. What we ended up with is an efficient building. We ended up with a beautiful campus. We ended up with a building that, although had a specific capacity, was able to take on more kids. The building that I'm speaking of right now is a rated capacity of 480 kids. We have 566 in it right now.
Wow.
40 more kids, and that's the entire population of one or more of our local school districts in one building. So, to me, if you're not asking the people what they feel, what their solutions are for things, you're not doing a service.
Everybody has an opinion,
and
I think they appreciate when they're asked what
bring
their
those
opinion
opinions
is.
to the table. Let's talk.
Do you? What are you hearing on the ground when you talk to people? What do you hear about the current mayor, Joe Fusco, and why do you feel there should be a change?
I'm not going to sit here and bash Joe Fusco. That's not why I came here. I come to talk about me. But I'll tell you what, though, people are upset. They feel disconnected, and I'm the guy that brings people to the table. I can assure you that there are so many things that are lacking that we can fix, and they're very, very easy.
What are some of the key issues for you?
For me, the budget. The budget, budgets are what budgets are. 72% of the Rome budget, of the city of Rome budget, as with any municipal budget, is contractual. You can't affect anything.
And you know that through dealing with, certainly with the school districts.
Well, we've managed to hold the line on certain things, but there are things that we have done that we can apply here that I don't believe have been done. Okay, yes, you can budget, and the short answer is, budget, add 3%, add 5%, whatever, and that's wonderful strategy, and it kind of works. But let's try to bring something back. A few years ago, we were looking at our health insurance line. We're insuring 1,300 people. The cost is astronomical. The out-of-pocket cost to the individuals and the families is stupendous. Okay, some people were bringing home after 2 weeks $280 in their paycheck for the pleasure of having health insurance.
Right.
So we took a look. I was chairman of finance at the time, and we took a look at consortiums. Now, we went out and found the consortium with 4,800 other people. Oh, wow. There's a difference right there.
Right.
Now you're spreading that. You have an economy of scale, so to speak, with your insurance plan. We brought back that cost by $1.8 million. We brought down the cost out of pocket by $90 a month to the individual. And we are getting the same, if not better, coverage. So a lot of the bargaining units were a little skeptical about this thing, but now are very happy with the program.
So there's a creative way sometimes
of getting
out of these problems.
And you need to have those particular things. We can have visions and we can have goals, but they have to be practical. Using common sense, starting with what is our main goal, and our main goal is to have a better quality of life, a better working relationship with our people, and a better outlook on the future.
Right.
I mean, I talk about bringing business into town. Okay, listen, I would love nothing better than somebody to drop a big 1,000-employee business in Rome, New York tomorrow. But I will go out and seek those people. I would love to have those people. What we need never to forget is that our local economy is built on those steadfast small business people that have weathered the storms, that have weathered all the bad economies, all the bad local problems that have gone on, and they have endured.
Well, it does seem that it's like the cable system plan. It is you've been a customer of the cable company for all this time, then all of a sudden you see somebody new comes in and they're getting it for free. How does this happen? We don't seem to take care of our existing customers.
Well, I have a friend of mine.
Small business.
Sure. Well, there's 12 million small businesses in the United States that employ 20 people or less. This is where America works.
Right.
And this is where Rome works.
Yeah.
I go around all the time. I talk to a lot of my very good friends that have been in business. I'll give a shout out to the Parsons Sheet Metal Shop. Those guys have been in business for over 100 years. Still run by the same family. Still out there plugging away. Still paying their taxes and producing good quality products.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you start saying to yourself, why would I want to give something to somebody who has no local connection and forsake those that do? A good example, another good friend of mine was part of a family that had a restaurant business in Rome. They're very, their products were known. Their service, their quality was well known, loved by all. It was the place to go after church for breakfast or lunch. Opens up a new facility when the urban renewal came in and tore down all the beautiful buildings downtown.
Right. Yeah.
Running along really well. Same clientele. Changed the name because of I think the family reasons.
Yep.
Along comes Denny's. Okay, I'm not speaking bad about Denny's. I love Denny's sometimes. Okay, the Industrial Development Corporation comes in and offers Denny's a power rate for 5 years of 1.8 cents a kilowatt hour under a program for new businesses. My friend, who was paying 13.2 cents a kilowatt hour, asked for the same deal, and he was flat out told, no, that's only new businesses. So now in his mind, my tax money is going to fund my competitor.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Bigger competitor.
Couldn't live with that.
Advertising dollars and
absolutely.
all of that.
You've got it. You're talking about these Goliaths, these national Goliaths, which I don't bemoan. This is the American way.
60 seconds. Why should people vote for you?
People, because I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be fair, I'm going to include everybody, and I can assure you that we will get the job done. I have a proven track record. I am the proven candidate. I have been out there. I have never looked at someone and said, I can't help you.
Yeah.
There's always a solution. As my daughter will tell you, there is nothing we can't fix together. That's been said to them since they were children, and they have been models for what the citizenship of Rome, of the citizen of Rome, looks like.
Yeah.
Because they could have had, this young lady who graduated with high honors, could have gone anywhere in the country she wanted. She's staying home. She's staying where we are. She's staying where her family is.
Right.
And I want that for all of our children.
That's what we all kind of want, right? That's what we want. Lou Daniello, running as a Democrat. Will you be at the debate? I'm told there's a debate.
I will be at the debate.
Right.
I will be at the debate. I'm happy to talk about this.
All right. We'll have you back. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Lou Daniello, City of Rome, running for mayor.